start with an opening statement from Coach and then go into questions.
Yeah, I was looking at our schedule and talking with my staff about it, and this is just a fun fact. Us and South Carolina are the only teams in the country that have played 5 or more teams currently in the top 10 in the net. And 3 of those teams were in the top 10 and 6 in the top 25. So we have been battle tested, and we will continue to be battle tested with the upcoming games and the rest of our SEC play. The reason why I thought it was important to mention that was because, our team is growing every single game. We can practice winning time as much as possible in practice, but there's nothing that prepares you for the lights. And so they had the day off yesterday, and today we'll show them opportunities we could have had to just finish the game. I knew we gave up 2 offensive rebounds, but I didn't realize how much time it ate off the clock and really hurt us. We could have had two possessions on the offensive end had we come up with the rebound, and that's the margin of error, right? And so our net is the highest it's ever been. We got Georgia and Vanderbilt both on the road this week. Vanderbilt just got ranked. And it's not going to be easy, but, we're going to continue to push forward. Georgia's a tough place to play. I think their record against us is 20-3. And so, and we've won the last 3 at their place. So we just have to continue to work and continue to get better.
You use this word with them, and I use it with you, may not be the right word, but is the frustration in seeing how good you can be in those games, that you get the results you've gotten in those games?
Yeah, sometimes, but here it's a long game, and I'm always snapped back into reality when I talk to other coaches, and I'm complaining about my situation, and then they said, "Oh, well, what's your net? 44?" I'm like, "Oh, it's 11." So we're knocking at the door. I think more for us than anything, it hurts their pride. It hurts our pride. Because at the end of the day, that team that we played, I said that they had lost 3 games. They had only lost 2, South Carolina and Notre Dame on the road. And we lost the game, but, we also had them beat as well. And has that, and you can say, all right, at some point, you got to get over the hump. But we didn't lose that game the same way we lost to USC. USC, we were down a lot of points. UConn, down a lot of points. NC State, down a lot of points. Now we have the lead. And so you have to just continue to build and figure out what's next. And that's the beauty of the game, but that's the pain of the game. You cannot forget about the process.
Sounds like you guys haven't practiced yet, but just what's the response been like, just even from like an emotional level from after that loss?
Yeah, I sent a message to the team and just said we just have to keep chopping wood, and we can't be wary because good coaches don't lose their teams in January. Good coaches have their team singing Kumbaya in March. So I've been telling y'all this from the neck up, and usually sometimes we have extensive film sessions, but I have 5 clips I'm going to show them today, and then we're going to move on to Georgia because at the end of the day, my team is, and in the portal era, they need game experience. And as much as we try to prepare them, they're going to need game experience. I called a couple of my buddies. I said, give me a play with a 6'6" kid with a 7'1" wingspan on the ball with 1.6 seconds left for a 3. Nobody had anything. Nobody had anything. So how did we get ourselves to not be in those situations? We box out. We had a lot of untimely fouls that stopped the clock. The clock was our friend, and we did not utilize the clock. These are things that they learned through film. And so I had film session with Maddie, Tam, and KK so far, and these are the things we talked about. We're just going to continue to today, get back and working on it because we gotta forget about it and we gotta move. We can't let Texas beat us twice.
You've been saying that you're not done taking L's.
Yeah.
Is
Told you
this
guys.
kind of, are these the struggles that you thought you'd see, or have there been some surprising growing pains as well?
No, yeah, I mean, we're right on target. I thought that Texas would be tough because they've proven to win 20 of those games in a bunch of different ways. And that's the same team that I think was in the Elite Eight last year. And so they're no stranger to success. I think, and this is not an excuse, this is reality. In the portal era, when you get new kids, the light, it just doesn't click right away. It takes a while. And that is why I'm telling y'all, I think we're going to play our best basketball in March. Do we have to win games to get to March, the March I'm talking about? Of course. And we're on track. You know, we're 4-3. The heartbreaker was the Texas A&M loss, but what do? You got to move on. You know, we were able to get the ranked team with Vandy here, and now we get 2 games on the road. And so it's not going to be easy, but if we continue to build and we continue to grow, I like where we are. You know, I wanted us to host, which that's still not out of the question. But now it's like, okay, let me meet my team where they are. It ain't even talking about hosting right now. It's about, you know, getting to the NCAA tournament for 4 years in a row, something that only a few teams can brag about in the league, and just continue to build from there.
I'm not sure if you can share, but what are the 5 clips that you want to show them, and I guess why did you pick those ones?
Yeah, well, I picked the 2 offensive rebounds, and I picked when we kept stopping the clock, when Tam got it 94 feet away from the basket. They got 2 free throws off of that, and we stopped the clock. And then there were a couple times, Taylor Jones, she got Player of the Week, has been phenomenal, but there were ways we could have made it a little easier by meeting her before she got so deep. And that's what you have to do when it's a size differential. You got to meet them before they get to their spot, or pretty much you're done for. And so just showing them that, hey, here's how we stop ourselves from being in these situations in the end of the game where someone has to do something heroic, and that's really not the makeup of our team. So, because had we done that, y'all, I'll be sitting here, we'd be ranked, we'd be talking about how we got one, but we're just not ready yet. And I say yet. We'll get 1, 2, maybe 3. And for me, I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm just going to continue to coach them up until we start to turn that corner.
I haven't really asked you much injury-wise, but Sarah took some hard knocks on Sunday. I guess everybody's good. Everybody's okay.
Yeah. Everyone's ready and available. That are ready and available. Welcome to the SEC. You know, their freshmen took a hard hit too on a charge, got right back up. You know, and we've been trying to tell her like this is a physical league, and you have to be willing to get hit, and that is what I was saying. Physically, teams are gonna feel how they feel. Schematically, I knew that game was gonna be low scoring. We're 2 of the top defensive teams in the country. We're the number 1 scoring defense in the league and number 7 in the country, and they're not far behind us. So it was gonna be one of those games, but you know, their experience and their toughness won out, and that is what we have to get.
What you saw in her, recruiting her, was she playing tough like that from you?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a lot of potential. I am surprised how good she's doing right now, honestly. But I'm meeting her where she is, and I think she can even do more. But sometimes when you have freshmen, you know, they don't know what they're allowed to do. And so I have to give her that freedom. When I look at, there were a lot of instances like Tam had a layup. She makes that. It's a different game. Wide open, just missed. Hadn't been in that situation. Sarah, corner 3 in the clutch. She makes them in the beginning of the games. Can you make them in the clutch? That's experience teaches that, you know. Star, we see her go around defenses and make layups all the time, and she couldn't. So experience is our best teacher, and we're just going to have to go through it. And while I want to win these games, I want to win in March, too.
Texas was like one of the highest scoring teams in the country too, averaging like 87.
Exactly.
Something like that. I know you guys obviously don't get the result, but
Yeah.
to play that style of game
Right.
against them, is that kind of proof of concept that you can win?
Absolutely. Every game we've played, I mean, we come back against a team in USC. We run down a team in UConn. Like, no one does these things. We just have to put it all together. And the thing that is frustrating is you just don't know when that's going to be. So what do you do as a leader? You coach, you teach. You don't get angry, you teach. You encourage, you talk about the positive things. I have about 5 positive statistics that, I want to give our team today. We're ranked high in a lot of things, from assists to offensive rebounds to scoring defense. I mean, there are a lot of things we do well. That team was averaging 90, and we held them to what we held them to, and we had to foul at the end. So it's coming. It's just not there yet. But I'm optimistic.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.